We've already discussed that it's crunch time. We have 60 days until summer, right? Now it's already April 3rd, so it's really time to lock in. I asked my friend Jerry, ChatGPT, I call him Jerry. I asked him today, I said, I'm 155 pounds. I do work from home. I said a lot. I'm 5'5". I need to lose 20 pounds in the next 60 days. Please help break down the activity level, whether it needs to be weights or walking or mixed of both. Place time constrictions on eating foods and give me calorie intake with macro count. I said all of that because I wanted to give him as much information as possible to help it break it down. This is what he said. Save this so you can come back to it later. Also, share it because it might help some of our friends, okay? Here's what he said. He told me that my starting maintenance calories is about 1,800 calories a day. But this is really the part I wanted to get into because some of us think that we need to be working out hardcore like 5 to 6 times a week. The reality is 3 days a week for strength training, 30 to 45 minutes, focus on full body workouts, squats, lunges, push-ups, rows, deadlifts, shoulder presses, etc. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per exercise. Walking or cardio daily, 40 to 60 minutes. I ideally aim for 10,000 steps per day. Optional would be jump rope, cycling, HIIT, or hard cardio. But the keynote was to reference there was that just walking daily, aiming for 10,000 steps a day, and weight training, strength training just 3 times a week will make a significant impact. So the eating plan, the caloric timing and meal structure, the fasting window that that Jerry recommended is 16-8. So eating between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. and avoiding snacking outside of this window. Obviously, the macros that Jerry broke down for me would be protein 100 to 120 grams, fats 40 to 50, and carbs 100 to 120 grams, but those carbs coming from mostly whole foods. Now let's talk about the meal plan that Jerry gave me. This is where you're really going to want to lock in because he's literally breaking this down for me. He's saying 3 eggs, half avocado, 1 slice of whole wheat toast. I'm looking at a total of 410 calories, 23 grams of protein, 27 grams of fat, and 22 grams of carbs. Meal 2, a snack, whatever, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, non-fat plain, about 100 calories, 17 grams of protein, 100 almonds, 2.5 grams of protein, 10 almonds, half a cup of berries, 35 calories, 0.5 grams of protein. So the total for that snack would be 205 calories, 20 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, 18.5 grams of carbs. Meal 3, he has as a 5-ounce grilled chicken breast at 165 calories, 38 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of fat, 0 carbs, half a cup cooked quinoa, 110 calories, 4 grams of protein, 2 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, 1 cup of roasted mixed vegetables, ideally zucchini, bell peppers, broccoli, 70 calories, 2 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, 8 grams of carb, totaling in 345 calories, 44 grams of protein, 9.5 grams of fat, and 28 grams of carbs. Meal 4, which is a snack, 1 scoop of whey protein mixed with an 8-ounce almond milk, around 150 calories, around 26 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, for a total of 150 calories, 26 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs. Now, what I did just break down, that is only 1,200 calories a day, but get this. It is 113 grams of protein, 45.5 grams of fat, 72.5 grams of carbs. So the calorie count is low, but listen to the macros. It is getting our protein in, our fat, and our carbs. So it is possible. So if you are struggling, I said all that just to say this. If you are struggling, ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT. I love me some Jerry. He's very helpful. Okay, bye.
Here is your Skinny Girl Habit of the Day, episode 9. Skinny girls, they pamper themselves. They take care of themselves. They care so much about their health and their appearance beyond weight loss that they spend the most time in the world on themselves. Self-care, skincare, hair care, new clothes, going shopping, decorating, cleaning their spaces. They are all about self-care. Now, how does this relate to being skinny and losing weight, you may ask? Number 1, cortisol. It will spike the F out of your cortisol. And I know that topic blew up. Everyone and their mama was talking about it. Everyone got sick of it. But it is so true. When your cortisol levels are high, when you are constantly stressed out and in fight or flight, you will have really negative side effects. Your body will hold on to that weight so stubbornly. It will hold on to that weight, and your belly will hold on to all the fat. It will store that fat, girl. It is impossible to get rid of when you have high cortisol levels. I promise you. Your appetite is going to spike into heaven. Your cravings will follow as well. And you'll be craving unhealthy foods too. Greasy, fatty, salty foods. Your body will crave unhealthy things when you have high cortisol levels. So it's really important to get that in check. I started noticing this recently because all the skinny girls, their lifestyle is really centered around pampering themselves, taking care of themselves, having their nighttime routine, doing yoga, journaling, lighting a candle in their bathtub. They love taking care of themselves, making themselves feel good, making themselves look good. That is what's important to them, and that is why weight loss can so easily follow. Their bodies are not stressed, their bodies are not holding on to that. When you feel calm and centered, personally, my appetite isn't the same. I'm not as hungry. I have so much satisfaction and pleasure elsewhere, so many other things I want to focus on and indulge in besides food. It has really helped with weight loss. I love you so much. You got this.
I gained 100 pounds during my pregnancy and I lost 115. It's taken me almost 3 years to lose 115. And the biggest thing that I learned, and my husband has been lean his entire life. He has never had a weight problem. He's never been up in weight. He's never been down in weight. He's not obsessive over food. He doesn't think about food. He doesn't think about like, oh, when's his next meal going to be, like my ass was for a really long time, right? He so much is like, if he moves more at his job, he eats more. If he moves less, he eats less. I never understood that concept. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you just know? Because I, for so long, was so food obsessed. I would turn to food if I was sad, if I was happy, if I was nervous, if I was anxious, if I was depressed, anything, I would turn to food. But he uses food almost as fuel, right? Like, he doesn't dream about. I remember we'd go to bed. I was like, I can't wait to have breakfast tomorrow. And he'd be like, what? And at the time, I'm like, that's so offensive. Like, why would you judge me? But now looking back, that is like actually insane for me to think that. Because people would always be like, oh, he's genetics. He has genetics. Like, it's his genetics that are keeping him skinny. And I see the habits of people around me. And I'm like, well, not really. Like, I kind of see what he does. It's not really genetics. He just intuitively eats and he listens to his body. And he doesn't overeat for no reason.
If you want to lose body fat, but you're not doing these 3 things, you are missing out on 3 really big factors that could help you make so much more progress in your journey. And these are 3 must-haves, no matter what kind of diet or like training plan that you're following. So the 3 things that you absolutely should be doing to lose body fat is number 1, a high water intake. So I recommend somewhere above 60 to 80 ounces a day. Set that as your minimum and go up from there. Listen to your body. The more water you drink, the more water you're going to want to drink. Number 2 is walking. Get all of the steps in, as many steps as you can. It is such an underrated tool for fat loss. I typically go for around 8,000 to 10,000 a day, and I work from home. And then number 3 is a high protein intake. For most women, my goal for you would be to eat more than 100 grams of protein per day, unless you weigh less than 100 pounds. But if you do weigh less than 100 pounds, I guarantee you're not trying to lose body fat at this point. So do those 3 things, and I can guarantee you are going to see more progress in your journey no matter what.
We know the hardest thing about weight loss is keeping off the weight. So this is such a valid and good question. In my opinion, this is going to be harder if you use the calorie counting route, because then it turns into a guessing game. When you want to come out of your deficit, you're basically going to slowly add back calories, basically reverse diet, and see what happens with your weight. I would suggest you start by adding 200 to 300 calories per day and seeing how your body responds to it. So at 200 calories per day, for example, do that for a week and a half and see if you put on any weight. If you don't, then you can keep going. This is what people mean when they say like, oh, I started eating more and my weight stayed the same, and it's just, okay, you're going back up to maintenance because you were in a deficit. Like I said, that's the reverse diet. Now, if you lost weight by changing your lifestyle and changing your habits, all you have to do is continue with those habits in your new lifestyle. That is why I think most people should take that route. You should take the route of increasing the amount of whole foods you consume, increasing your protein intake, increasing your water intake, increasing your daily steps or your daily activity, than having to add back in calories and like play this kind of guessing game with your body.
These are the most important lessons I learned about weight loss in the past 3 years in 60 seconds as someone who has lost 150 pounds. Number 1, you will not magically wake up one day and all of a sudden have more motivation than you did the previous day. You have to wake up and decide that you are going to make different choices than what you've been doing in the past. Motivation does not create action. Action creates motivation. Number 2, there is not one food that will make you fat. It's always about how much food you're eating and how often you're eating that food. Number 3, walking is extremely underrated. Focus on your steps before you focus on working out. Number 4, weight loss stalls and weight fluctuations are extremely normal. Get used to it. Number 5, if you still want to continue eating a large amount of food, then put on some muscle. Building that muscle is going to keep your metabolism working and allow you to eat a lot more than you would if you were just tiny without muscle. Number 6, losing weight does not give you happiness. It does not build confidence. It does not heal relationships. You have to do all of that outside of your fitness journey. Number 7, we're all adults. We all don't have much time, but just like you tell that man, if you cared about me, you'd make time for me. You need to tell yourself that when it comes to your fitness journey. You make time for what you care about. I know weight loss seems impossible sometimes, but it's really you versus you. Love you guys. Bye.
If you want to lose weight through a calorie deficit and actually make it sustainable, hear me out. I have lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight my whole life. I'm a binge eater. I've been so up and down, yo-yo diet, you name it. I have always gained my weight back. I've lost weight 70 and 50 pounds here and there and always gained more than what I lost. But you know what's different this time, and the reason why I've lost 124 pounds is because whenever I got my calorie deficit, I ate my calorie deficit. I know that some of you guys take your calorie deficit and you say, oh my gosh, that's such a large number. There's no way that I can lose weight eating that much. And so you take your calorie deficit, you deduct, 300 to 500 calories from it, and then you start eating 12 to 1300 calories, and you wonder why you get so hungry that you're like, screw this, I quit. That is not sustainable. That is not what people mean by sustainable weight loss. You need to be eating in a way that you will lose weight, but you'll also stay satisfied. So I would recommend always starting with the higher number on your calorie deficit range. Always start out, never say, oh, I can never lose weight eating that much. If your calorie deficit says 18 to 2,000 calories, try it. Track it for a month. See if you lose. It's not a race. You've lived how long with this excess weight on you? You can wait. You can wait and try to track it and see what works for you. I'm telling you right now, I have always cut myself short and ate way too little until 3 years ago when I said, enough with this crap. I'm losing weight and I'm going to do it in a healthy, sustainable way. And this has been heavy on my mind because whenever I was in Tennessee this week, I was talking to my parents and they're like, I want to go on my calorie deficit again. So I was figuring up their calories, and my dad can eat quite a bit of calories to lose weight using like the calculations that I do for mine. And he's like, oh, well, I'll just deduct 500 calories from that and I'll lose weight faster. And I'm like, Dad, absolutely not. That's not how this works, because he's done that before. He lost 30 pounds and he gained some back, and that's completely normal. I feel like a lot of us go through that in our life. But I was like, Dad, please take it from me, somebody who has had so many failed diets, and I finally found something that works. And I like begged him, I'm like, please, please, for the love of God, do not do that. Do not cut yourself short. Because I come from a family that likes to eat. How do you think I gained all that weight to begin with? Okay, we like to eat. And so I'm going to tell you guys, just like I told him, don't you dare do that to yourself. Don't make yourself miserable to find happiness within yourself with weight loss. It doesn't make sense. Don't make yourself miserable just to find happiness on the other side. Wouldn't you want to have a happy, sustainable weight loss journey from the start? It doesn't have to be miserable, guys. It is hard. There's no doubting that. This is hard as hell, but it doesn't have to be miserable. So please play around with your numbers, but never cut yourself short. That right there is the key to success. Never giving up is the key to success, and eating a proper amount of food to nourish your body is the key to success and keeping the weight off. Please do not undereat.
I lost 35 pounds. I'm on weight maintenance, but when I was doing my weight loss, there were 3 very specific things that I kept in mind all day long that really helped me lose the weight. So number 1, you have to be in a calorie deficit. I started drinking green tea and I've been drinking green tea ever since. I don't know what it is, but it curbs your appetite. I also have green tea pills linked to my Amazon that are great. And it's actually really good for you, full of antioxidants. That though, drinking that every single day, I swear, I don't know if it was just a mind thing, that worked. Snacking was the next one. That was major. I wasn't even focused on high protein yet. I just needed snacks to like orally fixate myself and not think about food. My food noise was louder then than it is now, for example. The last thing was walking. If I had a walking pad then, it would have been a game changer. I would just go even for 5 minutes around my block. If I started to overthink on food, it helped so much. The top things I would snack on during my weight loss, I would always have carrots. I would buy the baby bag and I would bring them with me. Crunchy, you can eat a ton of them, it doesn't matter. You can dip them in things, they're great. Also radishes. Something so good about a little salt and pepper on a radish and using it as a chip. These were major. I would always have 2 things for breakfast. It would be either a yogurt if I wanted something sweet. The Chobani, they're the best. I've looked through all of them macros wise. This is the absolute best brand. And hard-boiled eggs, but I wouldn't even have them in the shell. I would have them like just in the baggie. Convenience. You need to be able to take it out and just start eating it. Trust me. Next thing I always had was green juice. I don't know why it made me feel better. It made me feel like I was getting nutrients. I've used the Suja for years. Lastly, probably the main thing that I would snack on, and I'm not saying this is the healthiest, I was just focusing on calorie deficit, was brie cheese, not the lowest in calorie, but I would just have a couple slices. Salami. I'm telling you, just get some salami thinly cut or cut this up and just have that, grab a carrot, grab a piece of cheese. Great. I would leave like the veggies and stuff out on my counter. I would buy broccoli, I would buy all of it, and I would just leave it. So when I would walk by, I'd be doing work, I'd be doing whatever, I'd grab a piece. And that helped me so much. Drink that green tea throughout the day, have some good snacky food that really satiates you, and try to get out and walk. Get a walking pad. There's no excuse anymore because you can get a walking pad and easily do it. I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, let me know. This is also a bomb cheese, the Fontina, chef's kiss. And I would also get these, like just the small brie bites, like convenience. Trust me, I love you.
The biggest key attribute that has led to me losing 30 pounds and keeping it off in a relaxed way is I take full responsibility for the results that I am or am not getting. If I'm trying to maintain my weight and I'm gaining weight, I'm not at calorie maintenance. If I'm trying to lose weight and I'm not losing weight, that means I'm not in a calorie deficit. I don't sit there and beat my head against the wall and say, no, but I should be. I just say, I'm not. And where a lot of confusion comes from people is they've been fed a bunch of bullshit misinformation. So they say it comes down to insulin or carbs or clean eating, blah, blah, blah. None of that shit matters. It comes down to energy balance. It's a law of physics. So if you can accept that and just say, if I'm not getting the results that I want, then either I'm not being as adherent to my strategy as I think that I am, or I need to change my strategy. That's it. And the beautiful thing is, because I run into this too, is both of those things are within our control. So rather than focusing on what you think should be happening, just look at what reality is showing you and then adjust accordingly, and all the drama disappears. And you finally will get the results that you want.
Tiny daily habits that can help you lose weight. 1, right when you wake up, drink or chug at least 16 ounces of water. Your body definitely needs it. 2, check your step count as often as you open up your phone. This way you have no issue getting in 7,500 to 10,000 steps per day. 3, write down everything you're eating, even if you're not tracking your calories, because mindfulness is key. 4, carve out your meal times and try to stick to a regular schedule. 5, eat more protein. And the way to double up on protein is to just eat more of the same type that you're already eating. 6, if you're trying to procrastinate and just feel like scrolling social or TikTok, step on your walking pad or treadmill, go on a walk and do it while you scroll. Then start to think of your snack time as a mini meal time. You want protein, you want fiber, you don't want any of the super processed stuff that does truly nothing for you. And it's not that I'm against processed foods, I just know that a 300 calorie sandwich is going to fill me up a lot more than a 300 calorie protein bar. 8, stick to the 1 plate rule for all of your meals. And if you want seconds, go and get more protein, more fiber, more veggies, more fruits, not more of the starchier or fattier items. 9, take the stairs wherever you can, get off a subway stop early, do as much movement and walking as possible. 10, try using half the amount of the super fatty, super caloric items that you love, and you can always add more. Such as if you put 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on a piece of bread, try just using 1. If you cook with olive oil, try just using half a tablespoon versus 1. All the little calories really add up, and this will go way further than you think it will.